So is there a difference between ADD versus ADHD? And if there is, what is the difference? So you're coming on this video because you're wondering, what is the difference between ADD versus ADHD? So let me first kind of tell you, depending on the recording of this, obviously, why ADD is not called ADD anymore. It's called ADHD. So ADD represents attention deficit disorder. So the DSM-5, which is a big book that is for basically diagnosing for mental health issues. And just like how there is the CPT codes for a lot of us doctors that use CPT codes for different diagnoses, the DSM-5 is for mental health diagnostic codes. So back a little while back, they decided to switch it to ADD to ADHD. Now, adding the H is the hyperactivity part. So attention deficit hyperactive disorder. And that's why they decided to add that, because ADD only represent the attention deficit, so the attention part, but didn't include the hyperactive part. And they knew that that had to be included in there because people with ADHD or ADD, how you want to say it yourself, is that there are some people that have ADHD that have the hyperactive part, and some people that just have the inattentive issue. Now, before I dive in as far as, the difference between the two and how you know if you have it or not, if you have not subscribed to this channel already, why haven't you? Go ahead to subscribe to this channel. We talk everything about ADHD, tips, tactics, be able to implement in your daily life, and also different types of treatments. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and let's go further. So let's talk about the difference between the two. Now that we know it's only called ADHD now, based off of the DSM-5 today. So who knows? Maybe they might switch back to ADD, or they'll call it ADHPXXXX. Who knows? Okay. But really, the difference does not matter, but it really just matters as far as when it comes to diagnosing you, as far as what kind of symptoms that you're experiencing. Okay. So the ADD, but now it's called ADHD, there is the inattentive type. So when somebody is not attentive, and that was what used to be called the ADD, but now it's just called the ADHD inattentive type. So these people will experience being distracted, not attentive. These people have trouble staying on task. They also get bored as far as doing tasks. They also have trouble with listening. They also will lose things. They tend to be more careless and they make mistakes. They also have trouble following through with instructions and tend to be also disorganized. Now, the other ADHD type is the hyperactive type, hence the H and the ADHD put an N with ADD. So these people tend to be interrupters. They'll usually blurt out answers before they're even asked. They'll do impulsive things where they can put themselves in danger without thinking. They also will tend to fidget, and they'll fidget a lot, like I am. I like to fidget with my leg. They'll definitely have issues when it comes to being very hyperactive to certain situations, such as definitely interrupting conversations because they want to get their piece in. They want to have that gratification and that reward be the first one. They can also talk too much. That kind of goes along with being an interrupter. They're also unable to play quietly or do things quietly, and they're always on the go. And a big one is they usually have a trouble time waiting for their turn. I know I was very impatient, and that became an issue with a lot of situations. Now, bringing this all together, so understand there is two different types still of ADHD. It's just we use the term ADHD versus just ADD now. So there's two different types, but it's okay if you still use the word ADD. That's okay. All right. But I'm here to let you know there's also a mixed type. So you can actually have both the inattentive and the hyperactivity type of different symptoms. So it's considered mixed. I'm actually mixed where I have both the inattentive as well as the hyperactive part of things. But as I've gotten older, I find that I'm actually more of the inattentive type, not so much the hyperactivity. I still have fidgeting. I still do interrupt here and there. So I still have that. Maybe not as much as I was as a kid, but still have definitely mixed of both of those symptoms. Now, if you find that you have these symptoms, doesn't necessarily mean you have ADHD. You do have to go get diagnosed by a psychiatrist, psychologist, or, a family doctor, somebody that has a little bit more experience in ADHD. But I'm here to let you know that there is more to than just doing the standardized ADHD testing. It's a questionnaire, there's observation, but there is way more information that I think is so important to first really initially diagnose you and also see if there's other symptoms that could be contributing to the ADHD that make it worse. And so if you are really wanting further ways to understand if you have ADHD and what testing you should do, what doctors you should be actually looking for to be helping you, then I always suggest watching this playlist right here. So go ahead and watch that playlist. And if you're looking for natural solutions to helping with your ADHD, if you already know I have ADHD or you just have an unfocused mind, then check out this playlist of all the different type of natural solutions to helping with ADHD. So this is Dr. LeGrand. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Until next time, I will see you guys later. And remember, you have an optimal mind. Thanks. Bye.